Hello. I know it's been quite a long time since I've uploaded anything, and I hope that everybody has been doing well in the past year or two since I have said hello. For the first time in probably a year, if not more, I had a little plant day. We got a lot of snow here in Maryland, and since I was snowed in, I got this wild hair and just started cleaning up whatever plants I had left and repotted all of them. And I think now that everything is sort of refreshed and kind of doing its thing and is clean and repotted, and hopefully everything is having a fresh start now, I don't feel as overwhelmed, I guess, because even when I started kind of wanting to pay attention to my plants again, seeing everything that needed to be done at that point was just no thanks. But yeah, I tackled it. It was actually very, very surprisingly pleasant and I enjoyed myself so much. And I think it kind of re-sparked that love that I had before, and I didn't really feel like it felt like a chore. It kind of felt like it used to, where it was gratifying. And yeah, I did tell myself in 2026 that I was going to allow myself to reintroduce myself to the things that I loved before. And I'm making it a point to do that because it's really, really sad when you're just doing everything for everybody else and not giving yourself a wee bit of time, you know? So also, excuse the background. This is a bunch of really heavy coats that I don't feel like moving right now. And the crazy part is, if you've been here before, this probably looks a little bit familiar. The shelf that was here is now what you are sitting on. It's in front of a window. And that cabinet is bare, naked, empty. I actually just scrubbed that out and cleaned it up, but there's not a single plant in it. So why the lights are on, I don't know. But anyway, I figured we'd start by just showing you what is left in my collection. It is very, very small and probably very uneventful compared to what used to be, but that's okay. As I was going through, I watched a couple of my old videos so that I could remember what some of these things were called, because that's how bad it's gotten. I don't even remember the names of some of these things anymore. So I was trying to go back and see what the names were to some things, and it just kind of made me miss the whole community of planty people and gushing over our plants and stuff. I missed that. I don't know. So I decided today, while I'm still snowed in, I would go through and show you what has survived the multiple year neglect. For anybody who is new, I'll introduce myself a little bit. My name is Bree. I started loving houseplants and collecting houseplants back in 2018. Started this channel, I don't even know what year it was, 2022, something like that. And then sort of just disappeared off the face of the earth in 2023. It's been a while. When I tell you that I have not watched a single plant video since maybe 2023, I mean literally not even one plant video since 2023. I don't know what the plant world looks like anymore. I don't know what is happening in the planty community anymore. I don't know what plant prices are or what the new hot trendy nonsense is. I know nothing about the plant community anymore, which is kind of sad, but also kind of cool, because I think, at least in the past when I was a little more involved, it was very expensive. It almost felt very cutthroat, very showy. It just became very not really fun and hobby-ish. It almost became a pissing contest, and I don't know, that's not my vibe. Hopefully that's different these days. And I'm curious to know what the prices of things are now these days, because they were getting really, really high there for a little bit. But anyway, that's besides the point. Today we're going to go over the things that are still in my collection. When I tell you I probably have less than 20 plants, I'm not kidding. I probably have less than 20 plants, which is kind of crazy. Again, if you were here in the past, I've had import orders bigger than that. So the fact that my entire plant collection, I'm pretty sure, is going to be less than 20 plants is pretty phenomenal. But one of the things that I, again, want to stress, mainly to myself, is to slowly reintroduce. I want to make sure that anything I add to my collection is something that I love and that brings me joy, and that I will want to take care of. I don't want to overwhelm myself. Even back then, I only bought things that made me happy. So it's not to say that I was just buying. Everything I bought were things that I liked, regardless if it was popular, regardless if it was sought after. I just bought what I liked, but I did buy a lot. My collection was very, very large. And for a while I was maintaining it, and it was bringing me so much joy, and it was such a good time, but that's just not where we are anymore. So I just want to be mindful that I don't get too excited and overwhelm myself. So yeah, the hauls and things, if you enjoyed that before, probably won't be as prevalent anymore, but I kind of want this space to be low to no pressure, a place where we can hang out, we can get plant stuff done, we can appreciate the plants that we currently have in our collection. We could just keep the vibes very calm and community based. I'm not 100% sure how much capacity I have to upload on this channel, so I don't want to commit to any sort of schedule, but as I have things that I want to share with y'all, I want to just like open this space to where we can hang out and I can show you what's going on and we can chat about what's going on in your collection and just have a good time and focus on what made the plant community so great back in 2018 when I fell into this little rabbit hole. Was just like the people and the passion and the joy that these plants gave to everybody and the excitement that we all felt for each other when somebody would get a wish list plant or a new leaf would pop on a plant they struggled with. I mean, I think that the plant community really thrived so much better when it was community based. And that's kind of what I want this space to be. I want to bring it back to like 2018. All right, enough rambling from me. I'm going to show you what I have now and then I'll let you get going. I'm showcasing this one first because this was a gift. This was actually a gift from Plant Life Lex. I'm trying to cover my face. It's a variegated alocasia frydek. So this is the same plant, the same little baby that she had given me. And I made sure no matter what that this survived because I just thought it was so sweet. And there were a couple other plants in my collection that were gifts that didn't make it no matter how hard I tried, but this one stuck around. It did its big one. It hung in there with me. So we still have her and she's doing great. She has gotten spider mites a couple of times, but has survived it. Everything that I have is still in pon, by the way. I'm still a diehard pon fan, but that's the OG, the frydek. Do y'all remember that problematic Thai constellation that I had gotten from a certain place we won't name? Go back on my channel if you haven't. You'll see what I'm talking about. But here it is. This actually just a few weeks ago was a really big Thai constellation. It grew phenomenally. It had incredible fenestrating and it was just big and beautiful, but it was also overwhelming. And it was starting to like stretch and I couldn't find a place for it and I was getting really stressed out. So I did a really big, insane chop on the Thai constellation and I had chopped it into a bunch of different cuttings with the intention to sell them. I did list a few of them, but they never sold. And then after a while I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stick them all in one pot. So I cut all the big leaves off of those cuttings and I just stuck all of the little babies that I had propagated into this pot. They're probably not even rooted right now because I literally just did this big chop Friday. Today's Wednesday, the 28th of January, and I did this on Friday, whatever day Friday was. So it hasn't even been a week. So they're probably not even rooted yet. But yeah, so I decided to just kind of restart her and make it a big bushy pot. And she does get big quickly because I've done this multiple times to this plant over the last couple of years and she gets big real fast. So I don't know what I'm gonna do once she starts showing off. But for now, isn't she so cute? I'm happy with the size now and I'll be okay if she gets a little bigger, but once she starts like getting big, like my old Monstera type big, because that's how big she got, we might have a little problem, but we'll see. This little baby, I could not find the name of. I didn't watch all of my videos over again because like that's kind of a lot. And I didn't see the video that I bought this in, so I don't remember the name of it, unfortunately. This one never really did like super well for me. It's always stayed kind of this size over the years. So I don't know. It won't just die though, so I haven't given up on it. I remember this was like a pretty solid wish list plant of mine at one point. I bought it around this size and it's kind of just stayed around this size. So I don't know. It was on a moss pole. I chopped it and stuck it in some pon and I'm gonna let it kind of a redo on its life kind of thing. We'll see where it goes, but I can't even remember the name of it. The Pallidiflorum, it's still survived. It is still here. It is still crazy huge. People used to love my Pallidiflorum because she's always just been a show off. She's just always done really well. I used to always screw her leaves up. That hasn't changed, obviously. But as you can see, there is no killing this babe. She's almost longer than I'm actually, because if I set her here, her longest leaf touches the ground, but I still have a couple inches on her. So she's probably about 5 foot long. She's still kicking and she's just always been like a super easy plant. She's always hung in there even with all of my abuse. She just kept on keeping on, whatever. She's solid. She's my ride or die. So yeah, she's still here. Same one that y'all remember if you've been around a while. She's still scooting and booting, still doing her thing. This is what's left of my elbow. I think I've shown you guys this before. Even in my second to last video, I think I showed it, like the plants that give me a serotonin boost or something like that. Same elbow, but again, I did a big chop because she had gotten really big and like leggy and kind of overwhelming to me. So I did a multiple node chop and I just kept the top cutting, had her in water for a long time. And then again, just the other day, I stuck her in some pond. So we're restarting her and we'll see how it goes. It's so crazy because back in the day, I could not keep an albo alive to save my life. And now with this one, I can't kill it to save my life. There was a point in time where I was like, please just die. My God, I'm so over it. And she was like, I don't think I will. And she hasn't. So she's earned a right to stay. And we're kind of giving her a fresh start in this pot. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, still have the same elbow. She's still kicking too. Can't remember the name of this one either. But yeah, she is still alive and kicking. This has also taken a big hit with my neglect and she has gotten severely dehydrated quite a few times. And as you could tell, some of the leaves are like permanently kind of wrinkled, but she's hung in there. So she's still here. This is one that sun stresses beautifully. It kind of turns like a really bright pink if you sun stress it, but I haven't, obviously. I've just stressed it. But yeah, she's still growing, so I still keep her around. She hangs in there every single time and bounces back for the most part. So again, I can't remember the name, but she's here. She's still here. Another plant I cannot remember the name of, but it's an anthurium. This one had grown kind of crazy, and so I had to do a major chop and replant of this. I want to say this might have been some sort of hybrid with a pterodactyl. But I can't remember. I don't know. And I couldn't confidently find it in the past video. So some sort of anthurium. And this is from my past collection. Everything that you see is from my collection a couple years ago. I have not bought a new plant in 2 years. 2 years, y'all. I literally have not bought a new plant in 2 years. That's a lie. I bought an orchid last year from the clearance section at one of my local nurseries. Outside of that orchid, I have not purchased a new plant in 2 years. So everything you see, and I'll even show you the orchid, but everything you see are plants that I had from the plant collection that is documented in all my old videos. But yeah, so this is one of them. I just don't know which one. Yeah. This one I still have a tag for. This is the Anthurium clarinervium crossed with a pterodactyl. Maybe that one was just the pterodactyl. I don't know. Anyway, this one has been through it. It has wilted and come back multiple times. Still doing okay. This is the oldest leaf, so you can kind of see the signs of neglect are there, but these are the leaves after that. So she's coming back. She's doing all right. This one blooms a lot, but I think it's more out of survival than happiness. I think she's like, oh, we're almost out. And so she pushes a bloom and then she's like, oh no, we got it. We're good. She pushes a lot of energy into blooms because she knows it's always gonna be some tomfoolery with me and she needs to go into self-preservation mode. But then I catch her right before she drops. So we're good. We're good. Pterodactyl crossed with a clarinervium. She's beautiful. I can't wait for her to grow bigger so we can see some of that pterodactyl, hopefully. Now we have the pertusa. I will never forget this one. This is one of my favorites. I just love this leaf shape. I love the fenestrations that this gets. This plant, once it matures at least, is like one of the most beautiful plants I've ever seen. I don't know, something about these leaves. I did a major chop last year, and I know I never put it on a pole then. This was kind of just trailing before, but I noticed that when I had it trailing, it would lose its fenestration. So as you can see, like it started to fenestrate and then as it grew, it lost it. So I was like, that's kind of what I love about the plant. So threw it on a moss pole. We'll see how it goes. I'm not a huge fan of these types of moss poles. They dry out so fast, especially right now in the winter when I have the heat on and stuff like that. So I'm having to water this way more than I care to. So I might have to switch the moss pole out for like the D-shaped ones that I prefer. But either way, the pertusa is still here. Thank God, because I love her. Ooh, okay. We have my mixed pot of Hoyas. I know I've mentioned this before, but I didn't mention it often because I'm not typically a Hoya person. At least I didn't used to be a Hoya person. I can appreciate them now though, but I'm still not like crazy over Hoya. But anyway, these were cuttings that were gifted to me several years ago by some close planty friends. There's 2 or 3 different kinds of Hoya in this pot, but clearly one has obviously taken over. And this thing blooms like crazy all the time. So I just let it do its thing. And I've just kept circling it around this trellis, if you can see. And yeah, I let it do its thing. I don't know what kind of Hoya these are, to be honest with you. I let it do its thing and it just continues to show off. And in the warmer months, it blooms non-stop. So that's cool. I'll try to show you up close what the leaves look like. So here's one variety. I don't know if you could see, but here's another. You see that? And then we have these little like mermaid fishtail type. I don't know what this is called, to be honest with you. But yeah, those are the 3 that are in here, but whatever this is clearly is taking over. My mixed pot of Hoya is still thriving. I still have my trellises, and this is the Hoya clemenciorium. Clemenciorium. What prompted me to buy this, I don't really know, but it survived my nonsense, so it's still here. And it's growing on this custom trellis from, I think it was like the fucking trellis guy or something like that. Now I don't remember, I apologize. But there is a video spotlighting that as well if you just scroll. I don't know much about Hoya, like I keep saying, but tops of this are really crispy and kind of dead. So I don't know if this will regenerate somehow, if it will kind of come back to life, or if it's just dead. We'll see if it pushes any new leaves. I don't know. We'll see. I honestly don't know what this is called either, but this is, again, one of the custom trellises. Whatever the heck Hoya this is on it. And because it's survived, I let it keep surviving. I don't know what it's called, but it's a Hoya and it's still kicking. So here it is. And then my other custom trellis, this is another Hoya. I don't remember what it's called now either. It doesn't have a name on it, but if you're a Hoya person and you know what this is, let me know because I have no idea. Another Hoya that has just survived the nonsense. So it's still here, it's on a custom trellis, and it's just circling and circling. And this one has new leaves that are starting to grow. So I know this one's still alive. So again, I just keep circling it over and over around on this trellis, and I'm letting it do its thing. So whatever the heck Hoya this is, it's still here. This guy right here is the Philodendron SP Columbia Platinum. Still alive and kicking. I did just do kind of a big chop. I chopped a bunch of stuff that was kind of scraggly, or as you could see, it kind of got long and then the leaves would fall off. So now it's a little bit leggy, but yeah, this is the SP Columbia, still alive and kicking. All right, now we're gonna talk about something that makes me really freaking happy and proud. I used to always say I could never keep orchids alive. For some reason, I'd buy them in bloom, and then no matter what I did, new leaves would grow, but they would never rebloom for me. Mentioned last year, I saved an orchid from the clearance section at one of my local nurseries, and it was not blooming when I bought, no, it was blooming. It was blooming when I bought it, but the blooms were spent, like they were basically done. Took it home and I followed a YouTube tutorial on how to like trim it after it's bloomed, threw it in the window and was kind of like, it's probably gonna die. It has not died. And in fact, it is bloomed for me. This is the third time that it has rebloomed for me after that initial bloom. I'm so proud of it, especially because it's like dead in the middle of winter. It is blooming again. Y'all, I am so proud of this little clearance orchid. I bought this last year in a very, very chaotic time of life. And so I don't know, something about this orchid just continues to just touch my heart and make me so happy. Of all the orchids that I have ever purchased my entire adult life, this is the only one that not only has bloomed but continues to bloom. It's almost like I was there for it and now it's here for me, and I just really appreciate that. Plants are just so cool, and so I'm so proud of this, and I just pray that I can keep this happy and that we can just keep on keeping on together. We got this. So yeah, super, super proud of this orchid. This is my pride and joy right now. I don't care about anything else. I'm just like so proud and happy with this orchid. So I just needed to show it to y'all that I did it in the middle of winter, in the middle of a snowstorm, just bestie behavior right there. So yeah, here's my clearance orchid. I love her. She's amazing. And I just wanted to showcase her because I'm so proud. Alrighty, y'all, that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed it and had a little bit of fun just touring all of the plants that survived the 2-year drought. I'm proud of these plants because they truly, like, I don't know how to explain how much neglect that these plants went through and survived and have come to the other side of the neglect. So yeah, I'm appreciative of these little plant babies for bearing with me and for hanging around. I am very happy that the plants that are no longer here, most of them did find loving homes and hopefully are thriving and are doing well. We did have a decent amount of casualties, more than I would want, but you know, it is what it is. I thank y'all for hanging out with me and spending some time. I hope everybody is doing well and that your plants are doing well. Update me, tell me all the things down below, what's new, and I'll see you when I see ya. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.